Now, the newspaper reviews for today. We're starting with The Nation, and the major headline in The Nation is, "It's now total war on terrorists. Airstrikes pound criminals in Katsina, but no abductions in Kogi, Kwara, Sokoto." And we have Oshun ex-SSG Adoti dumps Aregbesol's group, intrigue over 2026 ticket. Dangote pumps 50 million litres of petrol per day into market. Tinubu, Aldu left a template for good governance in Kogi. How to halt escalating insecurity, build nationhood by Bakare.
Okay, so let me do Dangote quickly. So Dangote received signatories from the South-South Development Commission to his refinery and the fertilizer complex, and he used the opportunity to state that what the facility currently has in stock, and said in preparation for December, January, which is usually season, his refinery will be pushing daily 50 million litres of PMS into the market, and the 1.5 billion litres of PMS in the whole month. And he's also looking at increasing it. He will do the same amount for January, but increasing to 1.75 billion litres for the month of February, to translate to 60 million daily, to cater to the seasonal demand for this product, which usually brings about the queue, the scarcity.
Yes.
And he says that they are committed to, he was speaking himself, said that they are committed to, easing lives for Nigerians, and that they are following it, and that they will be notifying the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, that's the NMDPR, of this commitment that they will be doing. I noticed that some of the petrol stations are now sitting at 900 per litre. We are looking for those 900 per litre before we buy fuel. Yeah, we look for them.
I don't see.
Buy fuel.
So right opposite also. We're good.
We used to drive to it in our neighborhood. Yeah, we used to wait for it. So those are the people who kind of have Dangote fuel.
Yeah.
Okay, so Citadel Global Community Church Pastor has urged, I don't know if you want to buy the fuel here, let's go our work. Citadel Global Community Church Pastor has urged the federal government to suspend all non-essential gatherings in vulnerable areas nationwide and place them under emergency patrols. The news agency of Nigeria had reported that Pastor Bakare made the call at a State of the Nation's new conference titled Darkness Before Dawn, held at the Citadel Global Community Church in Lagos. That happened yesterday. And the pastor noted that while such measures might appear as militarization of affected communities, they remain essential and temporary steps of neutralizing terrorism in the country. The suspension of mass gatherings and increased emergency patrol measures must be taken to prevent further mass kidnappings. And he said that terrorists have intensified their attacks on the Nigerians from the moment the US President Donald Trump designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, and over the allegations of the government tolerating killings of Christians. He said, in the space of 1 week, troops were ambushed, some were killed, dozens of school children, students abducted in Kebbi, worshippers in the church in Kwara attacked, kidnapped, some killed, and hundreds of students from the St. Mary's Catholic School, Papiri town in Niger, were kidnapped as well. And he said that the level of insecurity has worsened in response to the focus on Nigeria, as terrorists and bandits are now brazenly, daring, the Nigerian state. He says, we rejoice that there's a release of some of the kidnapped victims, including the Kebbi schoolgirls and the Kwara church worshippers, as well as escape of some, of the pupils that were kidnapped in Niger. But the continued attacks in the communities is now making it very clear that there's need for a serious intervention by the government. So for now, many people should, just stay away from places that have crowd for now, at least.
Well, let me take the story. It's a major headline, and it's now total war on terrorists. This was a statement given by the president, who was represented by the Minister for Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris. He was speaking at Lokoja, Kogi State Capitals, at the 10th memorial anniversary of the former Kogi State Governor, Prince Abubakar Audu. And he said it is now total war on bandits, terrorists, and criminal elements behind the escalation of insecurity in parts of Nigeria by the federal government. He said that it's the recent declaration of state of emergency on national security underscores the gravity with which they view the challenge, and it is not going to be lip service. Said the president is focused on securing our people permanently, and we must reform the architecture of our security. And that is why, quoting the president, my administration is courageously championing the establishment of state police. Many other things were said that this is not a bold statement, but feedback on what is actually happening is that troops of the MESA, Operation MESA, under 3rd Brigade rescued 7 people that were abducted during the late night operation in Tayansawa local government of Kano State. They were able to rescue about, out of the 4, one of them was a 60-year-old woman that was sadly killed, but the 4 other victims were also still remain missing. So they spoke about the Nigerian Air Force strike in Katsina and how they were able to repel ISWAP in Chibok, a few of the activities that are taking place, but generally saying that there will now be total war on bandits and terrorists.
Okay, let's quickly go on to the Daily Sun. Major headline: kidnapped schoolgirls' parents seek God's help. Hold marathon prayers in Niger, beg Tinubu Bago to act fast. Ambassadorial appointment is political settlement. This according to ADC. Tinubu exercises prerogative, ex-minister envoy. State creation. Southeast stakeholders settle for Anim-Oma state. Anyoma cedes Asaba. Supports Olu as proposed capital. Insecurity. Suspend all non-essential gathering now. Bakare tells federal government. Abacha. $490 million loot probe. EFCC seizes former AGF Malami's passport. Yuletide, demand for cash surges amid fears of network glitch. There's sufficient cash, flawless digital platforms, bank chiefs assure. Dangote refinery to supply 1.5 billion liters of petrol monthly. We just have a... Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we'll continue with the papers. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thank you for staying with us. We're still reviewing today's papers.
The Sun.
The Sun,
so,
yes.
Parents and Christian worshippers from within the Kontagora Diocese in Niger State yesterday gathered to pray for the safe rescue of all the abducted students and staff of St. Mary's Catholic Missionary School, Papiri, in Agwara local government area of the state. The parents and other worshippers had gathered at St. Michael's Catholic Cathedral, Kontagora, to mark the first Sunday of Advent, where the service was dedicated to prayers for the safe return of the students and their teachers. The parents called on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to act swiftly for the safe return of the abducted children still in captivity 1 week after they were whisked away by gunmen. And it was a moment of anguish and lamentations. They said parents and worshippers could not hold back tears as their spokesperson after the service. And he says the worshipper and a retired teacher, Madam Cecilia Audi, he was calling on the President Tinubu to act fast and ensure the safe return of the children like they did for those in Kebbi State. And according to her, honestly, she says, I pity the bishop for all the stress and to know that these children and teachers are still in captivity, but God will see him through and bring our children back to us safely. And President Tinubu and Governor Omar Bago should do all they can to bring the children back. He says, we are crying, we are not able to eat, we are not able to sleep. Different parents spoke about the issue as well, and everybody's joining hands to say they need to keep praying for the release of those children, as well as, imploring the government to do what they can as fast as possible to get them all out.
Yeah, I have the NDLEA story. Honestly, this is so sad, and I did just want to just move on to the next one. So we just pray that they actually rescue these children.
Amen.
The NDLEA were able to uncover a newer way of packaging drugs. So a duo of Mr. Deji Adesoya and Olubi Majekodumi, who live in Ojulari Street, Ikate area of Lekki, packaged Canadian Loud in Christmas biscuits, imported Christmas biscuits package.
Okay.
So it looked like you're ordering Christmas biscuits, but when you open it, you find the drugs inside.
Wow.
And that they have a WhatsApp group where they are using to distribute these psychedelics, that they come in variety, colorful designer sachets with pictures and labels of cookies and other international snacks. Only when those that are buying it know what they are buying. But they said they got intelligence, credible intelligence about the activities that took place on WhatsApp, and they went to the house and were able to recover 5 kilograms of loud in these different packages within Lagos. Another operative were able to arrest a 38-year-old drug kingpin, Philip Ucheka, while he was delivering 110 pouches of Canadian loud weighing 55 kilograms at Ladipo Mushin. Now, these things are not cheap. It's a whole lot. Then and a few other busts were made like that. The few I just mentioned were because they are close to us in Lagos. There were busts made in Southeast Ondo state where they recovered 3 kilograms of skunk. There are different types of drugs that are being found. Kano also. There's this press release NDLA does to detail what's going on, but it's so close to us around here in Lagos and how it is being disguised. We just need to be wise. And if you find yourself in, well, it's an addiction anyway, so really there's something I can say.
But they are also causing addiction.
These are the ones causing the addiction. Just don't do it.
I have the Abacha loot. $490 million Abacha loot.
They're still finding it.
Ending.
So they never lose. Like they have looted the loot. They have looted the loot. So
allegedly.
So a credible source is informing the Sun that the EFCC have seized the passport of the former AGF to the Federation and the former Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami SAN. They said he's presently being questioned as to the whereabouts of $490 million, which was Abacha loot secured through the Mutual Legal Assistance MLAT request, and that they are not accusing him. They were specific in the Sun that we are not saying he took the money. We are saying, tell us where the money is. How did the money go about?
Because the last time we heard it was in your hand.
Yes, they said he was released to go home over the weekend, but he seized his passport and he can only travel out of this country with a court order or, a joint agreement with the EFCC that, he would be able to travel. And he said he must come back to the commission every day because they have volumes of documents, huge volumes of documents that he must go through, and there's need of extensive interviews. So that's why they're holding on to his passport. Hopefully, they should help us just find it.
This Abacha loot has been looted, relooted. Anyway, I have
not
story.
tell you my conspiracy.
No, not yet. They say that Nigerians, as we're gearing up for the Christmas rush, for Christmas, that there's a usual Christmas rush demand for physical cash, and that this has, we're seeing that demand spike across major cities, and that there's also fears of network hiccups during the festive shopping period. So bank chief executive officers say that there's no cause for alarm. Nigerians, no cause for alarm. They're assuring that vaults are well stocked, digital platforms fully fortified for seamless transactions throughout the Yuletide season. They said as of March 2025, 4.6 trillion naira, about 91.1% of all currency issued was held outside the formal banking system. All in all, this story is just saying that there is money, enough money for us to go to the ATMs and get it. So do not panic. No need for panic. I feel like Nigerians will come up with some issues that we don't need to come up with. There should be cash, I'm sure. Let's go on to the next paper. Nigerian Tribune, major headline, bandit strike in Kogi as troops thwart terrorist attack in Chibok, others. Atiku raises the alarm on NNPCL's expenditure. NECO accredits school in Burkina Faso for SSC BECE exams. Terrorism incubated under your watch presidency, replies Obasanjo. Over 25,000 foreign vessels illegally trading in Nigerian waters, Agbakoba says. Cost of FATF grey listing, Cardoso laments $30 billion potential investment loss in 1 year. Wiki approves commencement of enforcement actions on 1,095 properties in FCC. Alleged lead poisoning. Ogun begins free testing of Ogijo residents. Ex-SSG Adjoti quits Aregbesol's group. Dangote refinery to supply 1.5 billion litres of petrol monthly. What do we have?
The Ogun State government has promised to conduct free lead poisoning tests on residents of Ogijo area in Shagamu local government area of the state. And they said that the state government recently shut 7 lead acid battery recycling industries, which has led to temporary suspension of ingot exports from the state. They said they will be conducting on residents living within the areas and those who are working in the industries around there some tests to find out their blood levels. And the details we're going to be taking.
So we're going to be taking that particular story as our hot topic today, and we'll
let me quickly take NECO.
What you have?
So NECO has expanded globally, and so now they've accredited schools within Burkina Faso that will be joining the NECO and the Bakare exams. That's the junior WAEC exams in coming months. The spokesperson of the council, Aziz Sani, made this available to newsmen, and that's a welcome one. So they're expanding and very soon maybe cover more of West Africa, like the WAEC did.
Okay.
All right. So yes, I have the story about the ambassadorial designate. There's been a mixed reaction from people concerning the names of the people that made it to do the list. While some felt it was a political one, the Southeast and South-South nominations of former governor of Abia State, Dr. Ipeazu, former Enugu State Governor Ifeanyi Ugwanyi, and former presidential aide Reno Mokri have been drawing mixed reaction from political leaders and community groups. Some feel like Ipeazu's endorsement is commendable because they feel he's a peacemaker and has demonstrated that level for a long time. Others are alleging that the nomination of Reno Mokri is very political, that the selection appears towards political loyalty rather than merit, warning that Nigeria should avoid recycling controversial political actors into sensitive diplomatic roles. And then they now contrasted the appointment of Joseph Ambade, the convener of the South-South Reawakening Group, defended the appointments. There's a whole lot back and forth regarding how these appointments were made. Majority of people felt like it's not meritorial, and I would like that meritorious. And I would like the president to
redo it.
No, not redo. Oh, of course not.
For the Reno Mokri one, whether or not they give him, he's already an ambassador of the country.
Just tell us why. What are the criteria that were used to pick the
metrics?
So,
you have a story?
Thank you very much.
Let me go on to the Vanguard. Vanguard, the major headline, bandits unleash terror in Kogi, Kano, Sokoto, and Kwara have taken that. Ambassador designate, mixed reaction through Ipeazu, Ugwanyi, others nomination. Abacha loot, EFCC seizes Malami's passport. Olusosun Sulos landfill, sites to be shut in 18 months. Lagos government, new tax regime may trigger capital flight. Delayed trials undermine rule of law, according to Governor Yusuf. FDI loses ground despite surge in inflows. Presidency to Obasanjo, terrorism took root under your watch.
So I have the Olusosun, the landfill, and the Solus 3 landfill. So the Olusosun landfill, the Ojota one, and Solus 3, the Gondo one, just by the General Hospital, maternal and child. According to the Commissioner for Environment in Lagos State, the governor has met with them and the State Council, and they've deliberated on issues, and they are looking to shut down these landfills in another 18 months. That means we will still cope with them for the whole of 2026 and maybe a few months of.
Shutting it down.
They said they are looking at complete shutdown in another 18 months or thereabouts, in his words. And they are looking to start new landfill sites in Badagry, Ikorodu, and Ekpe.
Interesting.
So I was thinking that, by now, some of the promises under Governor Ambode would have taken effect, since it's a master plan, where we will generate some form of power from the waste as opposed to landfilling. The reason why I took the story is because I grew up around the Solus 3. It's a terrible thing. And the construction of that road will not work because of the heavy trucks that pile it and the sampling and the spill over of waste on the road. When it's flooded, it's flooded. I think they should do, but he says that the roads also, they are looking into, fixing the roads. That's the summary of what he said.
Okay, that's all we can take on the papers today. We'll go on a short break. When we return, we move to our hot topic. Stay with us.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.